Welcome to Podcast SoundAdvice, the place for up-to-date podcast tactics and trends. You'll find actionable strategies to help you grow your audience, expand your influence, and monetize your content. Join Phyllis and Kelvin for Podcast SoundAdvice starting now.
Hi, it's Phyllis with SoundAdvice, and thank you for being here today. I'm going to be sharing my 3 favorite podcast resources. I'm so glad podcasting has gotten so much easier. We started our first podcast back in 2012, and it didn't last very long because it was really hard to do. It was pretty challenging. Fortunately, tools and resources are so much better now, and it's made podcasting so much easier. Before I share my favorites, I do want to give you a quick update about Spotify. They've just recently added the capability to have HTML in your episode descriptions. So you've had this ability before with a couple of the other apps, but now you can do it with Spotify. So you can put in live links to show notes, live links to your book, live links to your guests, their podcast or their website. So I just want you to know to take advantage of that. It's just a relatively new change that they've added in their capability. I don't think they've said a whole lot about it, but it's there, and hopefully you'll take good use of it. Okay, now on to the 3 favorite resources. My number 1 favorite resource is Libsyn. Podcast hosting should be dependable, and so much so that you really don't give it much of a thought, right? And Libsyn may not be flashy, but they're really, really good. They're reliable. They have great support. They have a tremendous library of knowledge, a knowledge-based library that has literally anything that you might want to learn or find out about when it comes to hosting. And they're just easy to work with. And it's one of the things I never, ever worry about. I don't ever worry about hosting on our account. I don't worry about any of our clients hosting. So yeah, I'm going to throw that out there. Now, we are an affiliate. If you would like to try Libsyn, you can, when you sign up, put in the code SoundAdvice, like one big word, and you'll get a month for free. One of the other nice things that Libsyn has done, recently we've had a couple of clients, and actually a year or so ago we had another client. We've had people move from other platforms to Libsyn for a variety of reasons. And, they just could not have been more helpful. They made the process easy. They were very helpful and just really made it a good experience. Maybe not the flashiest resource, but definitely an important one, and I think one that's super reliable. The second favorite resource is Squadcast. You may have heard me talk about them before. It's my preferred platform for web-based recording, particularly when you're going to have more than one person, everybody connecting online in different locations. Squadcast has figured this out. They're very reliable. They have great support. The audio quality is really good. The way they set up their app is very nice. They've recently updated the web interface, and it is gotten a little easier and a little, more user-friendly, I would call it. And I just really like the way they do file management. They have a really easy scheduler. I just love it. I think they're very reliable as well. One of the other nice things I like about it is their support. They have a very high level of support. And, if you really have to, you can actually talk to a real person on the phone. And several of the other recording apps really do not have that capability at all. You're not going to need it with Squadcast very often, but it's really nice to know it's there. And again, they're just heads and shoulders, I think, with their support and their capability. They're great. The third resource I want to mention is my lovely Roland recorder. In fact, I'm using it right now. This recorder is great. I like using it when I'm doing a solo podcast like this. I don't have to be using my PC. I literally have my microphone plugged right into this recorder. I have my headphones plugged into the recorder, and that's it. I'm ready to go. It uses a couple of AA batteries. I don't know. It's just perfect. I really like it. I think the audio quality is great. When I purchased mine, I have a Roland, I believe it's a R-05 or 05. I purchased mine a few years ago. I don't think that model's available anymore. And I don't remember what I paid for it, but I want to say right around 200-ish, maybe a little more. I'm not sure. I looked online before recording this just to make sure I had some good info. Looks like the Roland, currently the R07, is the current model. It looks very similar to the one that I have. On Amazon, yesterday or the day before, it was on sale actually for like $145. It was normally, I think, on Amazon at $180. So that's kind of a good deal. They also have now a Bluetooth version. That wasn't even an option when I got mine, but you have the ability to do Bluetooth recording, and it's an R7 as well, but it's a slightly different model, and that runs around $230. Part of the reason that I like this is because, again, the ease of setup and use, the portability factor, not that any of us are doing a lot of traveling right now, but that won't be the case all the time. And I think just the simplicity of it. I just really like it. Yeah, I just like how it works for me. Hopefully those resources are helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. And before I go, I want to do a quick little Sound Advice shout out to Sarah Hart Unger. Sarah just launched her second podcast, and it's called Best Laid Plans. It launched last Monday. It's off to an amazing start. And Sarah is just a great podcaster and really fun to listen to. This particular podcast is about planning, and Sarah is really an expert at this. She talks about planning techniques. She talks about organizers, one of my favorite things. She talks about organizing philosophies and what kinds of tools and resources she uses, both physical, book planners that many of us like, also digital resources and things like that as well. If you love those kinds of things, I hope that you'll take a listen and check it out. Again, it's called Best Laid Plans. And if you're like me, I love planners, and I also really love the idea of planning, but I'm not always really good at pulling it all together and keeping it as organized as Sarah. So I'm enjoying listening to the way that she does that. And yeah, I've already learned a few things. So hopefully you'll check that out. Congratulations, Sarah, for a really great launch. That's it for today. You'll find additional resources and links to everything that I've talked about over on our website, which is soundadvicestrategies.com/favorite podcast resources, like one long big word. And you'll also find links to both Sarah's podcast, and it will provide you with some screen captures of the changes on Spotify so that you can see what that looks like as well. Thanks for being here. If you have a question or something you'd like for me to cover on these little roundup episodes, please let me know. You can email at podcast@soundadvicestrategies.com. Let me know what you would find helpful. Until next time, have a great day and happy podcasting.
That's our wrap for this episode. We hope you found today's sound advice helpful. Let us know what you think by leaving us a review. You can get more resources at podcastsoundadvice.com. Until next time.